Yo, this is Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of World of Tanks. If you like what you see here and you learn something, make sure you subscribe. We have Artificial Intelligence from Clan Pro, and it's KV2. And the title said Big KV2 Carry, and I said, yes, I like KV2 carries. Those are good. Always good. Must-see TV, and he's on Sand River. So a KV2 carry on Sand River. Very interesting. Let's see what happens. So I watched it, and I almost didn't feature this. We're going to talk about it as we go. There are a lot of ways to win this game. This is one of them. Some are better than others. But you react to what you got, and you play the way you want to play, and sometimes it works out. So we're going to talk about all of that. I'm going to get going here because we're going to pause here in just a moment, and I'm going to get into something here. Because you're going to see that AI is heading up here, and he's going to, looks to be camping his KV2. Okay, that's one way to do it, like I said. So he's headed up to this bush here, and we got a 3001, and I was thinking that no way is he actually going to do this. And he does it. So we're going to pause right here. And this is the biggest reason why I almost just turned this off and did not use it, but I was curious how the rest of the battle went, so I did watch it. And I'm going to treat this like I would treat any debrief if I was debriefing somebody while flying and they made a mistake. Because I wouldn't jump all over them until I got the tapes out and we sat down and we started talking, and I figured out, all right, what happened here? Was it an honest mistake? Was he not looking at the tank? Was he talking to somebody in the room? I don't know what all the different options are. However, whatever the options are, don't do this. Because it's called physics abuse, and it's also called being a jerk. So let's see what goes on from here. And if it was an honest mistake, okay, fair enough. Let's see how the rest of the game goes. The 3001D is not well pleased, nor would I be. The EBR is running around. We got a 1357. All right. Deployment issues. We have 1, 2, 3. One of them being a medium. The 3001D is up on the cap. And there he is. He's salty. Folks, here's the deal. You can't damage your friends anymore, so I don't know why you're shooting people. I don't get it. I mean, you used to be able to take some hit points. Now you just make a clunking sound. So he shoots him twice, and he goes off that way. I'm thinking, great, the 3001D is going to push forward. And it may be that artificial intelligence idea there was, hey, medium, you got to get out there. But of course, if that's true, then I'm asking the same question about the KV2, who is now camping on the hill. But as I said, there's a lot of ways to win this game. And this is a KV2, so its shells are guided by the hand of Stalin, as we all like to say, the meme. So let's see, because there's some pretty good shots, I guess. They're good. Let's find out. EBR is running around. Somebody mentioned about a KV2 sniper. I think it was the Su-100Y. Or he's going to in a minute. Oh, all right. So that was a miss. We didn't get there. Notice that the Oni and some other, there's two Onis actually platooned. They go down to the pit of doom to slug it out and get shot in the face by TDs that are camping down there, and to get locked down by two M44s. Now this is the problem with things like Onis and the KV2 on this map. You might be forgiven for saying, you know what, I really don't want to go to the north and get just pummeled by an M44 and then circled by a Cromwell B and his buddy up there. All right, that's very true. But for my money, I give it the old college try, because that great big derp up there, if you can get into the fight, could be the difference between winning the north and not. This EBR running around. We're about to have a really pretty great thing happen here, I think. Let's see. It's somewhere in this area. Yep, here he is. So he's timing the guy moving across, and he's going to come out into this open area, and then we're just going to shoot, and down you go. That's where the 100Y says KV2 sniper, laugh out loud, and then he nukes a dark. So there you go. One kill for AI with the crazy lead turn sniper shot. The Onis are doing their work down there. They're still alive, but most of the map control has been given up to the red team. Now the red team makes a big mistake here coming up, and it's a thing I talk about a lot, especially on this map, guys. This map. Do not win the north and push their cap. Look at the Cromwell B coming in. Stalin. There we go. I think the C100Y finishes him off or somebody. Maybe he does actually get into cover. So we just swing our turret over there. We yell Stalin, and down goes the, not down, but a big chunk of the Cromwell goes out. This surprised me a little bit because AI says, I'm not going to bother with the Cromwell that's threatening. I'm just going to come over this way and look for a shot. I don't know if he saw the setter, but he does here in a moment because the poor setter, who's now in the backfield, says, all right, I'm going to light up Artie. And artificial intelligence says, no, you're not, Stalin. And then we push out of the cover. Again, I don't know if I would have gone this direction. You make a lot of interesting decisions, and I will have to admit they worked out. We push down into this little area here, and it looks like now he's reacting to the Cromwell B push. So the Cromwell B is about to get nuked. I think he ends up dying. There's an EZ8. He's sitting back there. And this is why I'm talking about don't push the cap. There's always going to be campers sitting at this cap more than likely. It's a strong position to defend from. Very difficult to push in, especially if you go one at a time. And allow a KV-2 to yell Stalin and fire HE shells into your side. So he comes around this way. Wasn't sure what the plan was, to be quite honest. He sort of meanders down into here. I was thinking, well, maybe he's going to come up top and take a looky-loo, see if he can't find that. But hey, another player has entered the game, Stalin. And down goes 3002. And we're at 1,112. Now this is the point, now the M44s get interested in him. This is the point where a lot of people who play this way will go, well, look, it works. You know, I sit at the cap and they come and I kill them as they come. Yeah, that's if they come. And that's if your Onis down in the pit hadn't died, which they didn't, and that's good. So the situation currently is we're in pretty good shape. We got an 8-8. There's a Hellcat way up on there holding the cap. We got a bunch of guys still in the Pit of Doom. The problem with the Pit of Doom is they can't get out. They're surrounded on all sides. All they can do is retreat, and even then you've got a T-34-1 up high, which is spotting them. And they're not all long for this world. So we've got AI coming around the corner. I thought he might go after the EZ8. Let's talk about how you kind of get map control and sweep the area. I think I would have gone up there and come up this top area there, AI, and cleared out and made sure the EZ8 wasn't going to get around behind me or up on my side. But he decides to come around through the middle right here, and it turns out the EZ8 actually runs away and folds back to their cap because the cap's getting pushed by two Onis, and that's the right idea for the red team. The red team needs to fall back and deal with this push that's coming up the middle. So they've cleaned up the Pit of Doom, and now they're going to try to come up. And this is kind of the same thing as the side that AI's team is on, coming around from the north. When you push in to their cap like that, and they've got two artillery and hold down guys and dudes hiding in the on the ridge up there, it's very difficult to do. And I don't know what the hit point situation is. One of the Onis has gone down, so he's dead. There's the EZ8, pretty good hit points. There goes the other Oni, and EZ8 takes him out from the side. Pretty easy to pen from the side. And all of a sudden we're down to a 3001D, a T-20, and a Hellcat. Still looking okay, it's 10-10. But look how long it has taken AI to get his gun into the game. Slow tank anyway, hung out at the cap for most of the game, but now he's about to get into the game. So we'll come around here. And Stalin's going to let him down, and that's what happens with KV-2s on occasion. And the problem here is he doesn't allow it to fully zoom in, nor does he get himself a nice zoom in. But the EZ8 covers up pretty quickly, so it looked like he probably had to take that shot. And then we're going to back out and be very cautious. And AI's playstyle is very, very cautious. I think this required a little bit more aggression, though. And let's just look at this for just a second. So the EZ8 backed out or ran into the buildings right there. You do have two M44s, but they're probably really busy with these guys. They've just killed one of your dudes as well. Somebody just died. I don't know what it was. 3045 maybe, or 3045M. The third guy that was helping you right there. These two are back here. There's only 3 tanks on the enemy team. These two are way back here. They're not a problem for the moment. It's just the EZ8, and he's probably a one-shot, especially if you pin him. Once he ran away and you went dark, I'd have gone right down this sand dune and come around the corner and try to take out that EZ8, because you really need to get rid of him. Once you get rid of him, now you've got these guys surrounded on all sides. Problem right now is he's kind of keeping anything from the north from happening. And now you're going to turn around and be a sniper again. And you know, it worked out for you to some extent so far, but it's going to let you down, and it usually does with the KV-2 and the derp gun. There goes the Hellcat, and now we're kind of in trouble. They've got 2 artillery and 3 tanks, and we've got 2 tanks and 1 artillery, and we're trying to push a defended cap with 2 unlit M44s, relatively fast reloads. The T-20's there. So really you had 2 choices. Get aggressive, get in there and help these guys, or fall back to your cap. And this was just maybe a little bit rushed on that shot. Again, you don't seem to use a lot of zoom. I think a lot of zoom right there would have helped you to make that shot better, fine-tune it just a little bit. The EZ-8 fell back, and he's up on the cap, so I would have definitely pushed in on these guys right now. T-20 needs some relief. He's the one that's pinned down. They know where he is. They don't know where you are, so they're not worried too much about that. I certainly wouldn't. I would expect you to probably be still at the cap, so you had an opportunity here to surprise them, although I suppose the EZ-8 did see you up here, and down goes the T-20, and now you're in big trouble. So we initially back up, and then we charge in, at which point I ask, all right, well, why didn't we just charge in earlier when we had tanks? Earlier when we had tanks, if you'd have charged in, I think that would have worked out a lot better for your team, because you'd have been there helping them. So we'll push in. And Stalin is not done. He is not done with this game at all, nor is he done with artificial intelligence in his mighty KV-2. So let's see if he does carry. He said big carry, so we're at 1,255 damage. Let's see what happens. He comes into this very small bush, pokes out, and finds the EZ-8. Hello, Mr. EZ-8. How are you doing? Stalin. There we go. And the artillery takes a swing at us and only gets a crit. Looks like he hits the track. We're backing. I think the other one shoots maybe. I don't remember. There he is. He misses. That's good. They're both on a reload. Not very long. You've only got about, what, 15 seconds, 14? I thought this was actually a pretty good move on your part right here. As opposed to just come out in the open, just swing around this way, come from a different direction. That's always a good idea if you can do it. So we'll swing around here. It would be really nice to find that 3485. The 3485 has been camping in the back corner. He has shown no interest in really moving forward in any way. So you can use that to your advantage. Sometimes you never know, though. You get to the end game and they scurry out, and the next thing you know, they're doing something different. But so far, he has shown no real proclivity for being aggressive at all. So we're going to come in here, and it looks like you're going to try to sneak around behind the artillery. And they kind of do something interesting. They're actually kind of out here in the open. And we're going to rush this shot. We had this guy completely. Just let it zoom. More. No, more. He's going nowhere. And he sneaks back around. And this is where I thought, well, surely he's going to lose now. He's surrounded. The 3045 will use some mobility, come around behind him. There's the other artillery, who actually hits him for a bit. Gets 109 off of him. The other one swings around this way. He's looking for a shot. He wisely gets down below the hill. Oh, I'd have ignored him and just kept pushing in on the other one. And he just, I don't know what he was doing there. And then we rush a shot. I guess that wasn't really Stalin. We splashed him for 100-something. Now we're being shot in the back. And I said, the jig is up. It's all over. Uh-oh, wait a minute. So we're going to back off. This guy really wants to ram him, which he does and dies. The 3045 does not take advantage of the situation. AI can't even really get his gun on him. Oh, man. 3045 scurries away, afraid of the big derp. Can't quite get a shot off. There are some depression issues with the 3045, and there is an artillery on AI's team, so he takes a pot shot at the 3045, and now these two guys are trying to figure out how do we dig out this cornered ghost of Stalin here. AI gets into the corner, turns around, starts thinking a bit defensive. Probably hoping he can light them up, get the Su-8 reloaded, and see if they can't put one of these guys down with the artillery. So we're going to hang out for a minute. Oh, there's a 3045. We get him proxy lit. That's a good thing. Have fun, artillery. Go ahead and there we go. So artillery takes a little bit off of him. Looked like AI was thinking about making a run for it, but it doesn't quite go. Because if he gets too far forward here, then the 3045 will come up and over and be able to hang off the edge a little bit and get shots into his back. Uh-oh, here comes the other artillery. Oh, Stalin. Wait, Stalin. I don't know. This is why I said there are a lot of ways to win, and this is one of them. 2,296 damage, 186 assist with 6 kills, Top Gun, KV2 from Artificial Intelligence Clan Pro. Big carry, okay, we'll call it a carry. Big carry, I don't know. There were some good things in there that you did, man. I thought you were a bit passive overall. I would not be pushing people out of spots or bushes for whatever the reason. Try to avoid that. A little more aggression on your part, I think, would help out your gameplay a bit. Sitting on a cap with a KV2, yeah, you're right, it worked. Can't argue the fact that it worked. This is a hard map for a KV2. It definitely is. What are the choices? You might say, okay, Guido, fine. You tell me not to sit on the cap. What do I do? Well, I think I probably would have gone north and tried to help those guys a little bit and just work it. I mean, the other option is to go down into the pit, and I don't really prefer that. But I would say, had you gone into the pit, would it really have changed a whole bunch? I don't know. They might have been able to get up on your cap, potentially, but you did have the 100 and the Hellcat and the RD and all that other stuff. Would have probably kept them busy. And the KV2 down there blapping people in the face would have been a help with the two Onis. You may have won that middle one faster and been able to flex back to the cap. Hard decision on this map. And maybe sitting on the cap for a few potatoes and seeing how it plays out like you did, clean up any pushers, and then get aggressive. Because I think the biggest mistake, I would say, was that late game decision to not support your team and get in there and continue to be a sniper. If you could have got in there, you might have been able to preserve some of your friends' hit points and won that one just a little bit easier. But hey, man, good job on the victory. I appreciate you sending in the replay. I think there was a lot of good learning on that one. For everybody else, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you.